Not necessarily ownership
Here
of
we
this
go.
station.
It's time to get on the right path with Right Path Real Estate Radio with Jason Bible. Get the answer to your question that's keeping you from taking action and succeeding today. Get ready. The guide that will put your fears behind you is on the air
All right,
now.
Mr. Bible.
Taking calls at
Hot mics in
713-785-1817.
4,
Toll free
3,
877-881-0271. Now here's your host, Jason Bible.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. It's Monday, weekend retreat this weekend. Go to rightpathrealestate.com. We may have a couple of tickets left. This is for the Dallas event. So we'll see you guys up in Dallas on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This weekend marked 20 years. It's a big deal. 20 years of our fantasy football league. Now, you're probably wondering, what does that have to do with real estate? And I'll get to real estate here in a minute. Indulge me for a minute. So I joined this particular group in 02 or 04. I can't remember. So I've been with this group for 15 years now, and we travel every year for our draft trip. I think we are the oldest. We haven't met anybody that's been doing it longer than us. Let me put it that way, and as consistent as we have. So this past weekend, starting on Thursday, we flew up to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, which you fly into Spokane, and then you take about a 45-minute little car ride over to the CDA, which is a resort that sits on the lake. And I'll tell you, it was absolutely fantastic. We had a great time. I was a little worried in a city of 70,000, like we're going to play golf, but are there going to be enough restaurants and all that kind of stuff? And evidently, this is a little hot spot for families on vacation, for conferences. There was a dental conference there, for weddings and all that sort of stuff. So we had a ton of fun. Got to play 3 golf courses while we were there. Just an absolute blast. And I'll tell you, when I get around my my group of buddies, and most of these guys, they're in their 30s, 40s, and some of them are in their 50s, are really at the height of their career. And, of course, the discussion always comes up, hey, how you doing in business? What's going on in your business? What's going on in my business? How's your practice going? I mean, all that kind of stuff starts happening as soon as you get there. And one of the things I find absolutely fascinating is we always have a discussion around real estate because I'm the real estate guy, right? And I'll tell you what I tell them. They have no interest in doing real estate at the level that we're doing it here. They have no interest in doing it like we do in our Base Camp and Pathfinder group. They have no interest they just don't have any interest. A lot of these guys have their own businesses or practices, or they're just doing other stuff, right? They're not interested in real estate yet. And I'll tell you what I tell them. If you're a person that makes a pretty decent wage, let's say easily in the top 5%. A lot of these guys are top 1%, but at least top 5%. What should you do as it relates to your personal net worth and what you should and shouldn't expose to real estate? And I tell them exactly what my CPA tells me, and that is buy one house a year. Just buy one house a year. And it's the same advice I give to them on the tee box as we do on the green, as we do at dinner that night. Just buy one house, guys. You don't have to buy 50. Just buy, if you're a high wage earning American, and I'll let you decide what that number is. I think the top 1% starts at around $300,000 a year. 400,000, somewhere around there. Although I'd argue down here in Texas, your household income is north of $150,000. You need to be buying at least one house a year. Why? Well, just for the tax benefits alone. I'm not a CPA. Sit down with your CPA and have them go through all that stuff with you. But it's hard not to expose yourself to real estate in some small fashion and not get a substantial return. Just buy one house a year. We're not talking about 50 houses. I know we talk about doing a lot of big numbers here on the show, but the only reason we really talk about big numbers is not to impress people, but to show people that, yes, you can scale this. Yes, you can turn this into a career. Yes, you can build something, a real big legacy and then pass that on to your family. But for most people out there, for most folks, if you got a decent job, you like what you do, I'll tell you what, our company will never be this company. And I hear it on the radio and I see it on Facebook, and I think it's a real disservice. We're never going to be that company that stands up on stage and says, you need to quit your job. The man is keeping you down. You need to build your own empire. I think that's ridiculous. I have a lot of my friends, me included, before I started Houston House Buyers. I like the place I worked. I like the people I worked with. In fact, a lot of these guys that were at this event with me this weekend, or playing golf with me this weekend, that we worked together for like 15 years. I mean, great group of people. I just decided I want to do something a little bit different. So I'm never going to be this, and you're never going to hear this from this radio show, that you need to quit your job and be an entrepreneur because that's the American thing. And I'm like, you're making a couple $100,000 a year and you like what you do? Why quit? That doesn't make any sense. However, you still need to expose your personal net worth to real estate. And that's what we talked a lot about this weekend when we're talking about fantasy football and golf and all that other stuff. What is it that one needs to be doing now to set themselves up in the future? I think a lot of people miss that. We talk about building this empire quickly. However, you don't have to buy 50 houses a year. You want to build a retirement plan for 5 years? Buy 5 houses a year. And if you're somebody who's got a decent income, I know we've got a mix here on this radio show. Buy 5 houses a year and then start aggressively paying down those 5 houses. And you can easily retire in 5 years, have 25 houses, half are paid off. You don't have to quit your job and build a real estate portfolio to build a substantial net worth in real estate. You really don't. In fact, if I knew what I knew now, I don't know if I would have ever, let me see if I can preface this a little differently. When I got into real estate, the market was so insane that you were $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 out of pocket. And the reason I got into real estate full time is because I couldn't figure out how to buy houses without putting $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 out of pocket on each deal. I just couldn't figure that out. So when I started Houston House Buyers, that's when I figured out, okay, this is how this works. Now, to do that part-time takes a little bit of careful planning. But I know how to do that now versus when I started. So for those of y'all who are part-time, the full-time people I'm never worried about. They just make offers, go to meetings, go to appointments, meet with sellers, buyers, lenders, rehabbers. They're doing deals. The people who have the most challenge in this business are the folks that work a lot. You spend a lot of time at the office. You still have a family. You do want to go on vacation every now and then. How do you build a 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 house a year house buying company? And how do you do that? And that's one of the things I think we've been really successful at, and that is distilling down. Now, mind you, this is not dumbing down. I hear people say this, and I'm like, I think most people don't understand how hard it is to make something really complex, explain it in a way that's really simple.
2 minutes.
And what, if I can borrow a term from chemistry, what we're able to do now is distill down into a handful of steps what the part-time real estate investor must do in order to become successful. Drill it down into a handful of things that they've got to do. That's one of the harder parts of this business. If you're doing it part-time, hey, Jason, how do I buy 4, 5, 8, 10 houses a year? I like my job. But I don't want to spend 900 hours doing this thing. I just don't have that time. How do I do that? And we can distill it down into a handful of steps, handful of things that you should be doing every week to ensure that you're getting that next deal. I can tell you, we teach it at the weekend retreat because I've seen people go to our weekend retreat and take that and start doing just that, buy 4, 5, 6, 8 houses a year.
1 minute.
Talk about it in our base camp group. We're talking about it in our Pathfinder group. So if you're looking for that information, if you're looking for how do I expose my net worth to real estate, that's exactly what we talk about at the weekend retreat. This weekend, DFW. And I'm telling you another thing too. Don't wait. If you're going to wait for the, quote, next crash, which, truth be told, may or may not ever happen. We may be another 20 years before you see that again. I read another report this weekend. I think I took a screenshot of it. I will discuss it in the next segment. We are a long way from the next downturn in real estate. It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mic's off.
Morning, Daniel.
Are you a realtor or seller that is concerned about the new TRID rules and closing on time? I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer at Legacy Mutual Mortgage, and we have mastered the 30-day close. We close on time, accurately, and with tons of communication. You'll have a dedicated team of a coordinator and a contract-to-close associate. Give me a call today at 713-579-3611, and let's talk about how we can help you on your next transaction.
Equal Housing Opportunity Lender, NMLS 514497.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree. Single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Have you ever experienced the pain of trying to get MLS comps for your hot lead? If you've lost deals waiting for MLS comps, you can understand the frustration. How much would it help you if you no longer had to wait for a real estate agent to get you the info you need to close a deal? Propelio is a brokerage website that gives you instant 24/7 access to high-equity lead lists and comps with access to a network of the top real estate agents. Get an edge on everyone else. Get a free 7-day trial today by going to getmlscomps.com now. That's getmlscomps.com.
Do you have cracks in your brick, doors that stick,
2
or
minutes.
sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you unnecessary peer work, but we are in the business of evaluating your foundation. Our product is designed for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825. Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com.
Did you know that there are over $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S.? Imagine if you could use someone's IRA to fund all of your deals. Well, you can. Quest IRA is based locally here in Houston, Texas. At Quest IRA, we offer retirement accounts
There it goes.
that can be used to
Oh, I couldn't
invest in
find it.
real estate, promissory notes, private entities, and much more. Many of our clients loan money from their IRAs to fund real estate deals all
right,
over the
30
country.
seconds.
We don't
Okay.
sell any investments or give advice. However, we do hold free networking events, weekly educational classes, and free consultations with an IRA specialist. For more information, visit our website at questira.com or call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs. To tap into the $24 trillion in retirement accounts in the U.S., call Quest IRA at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or go to our website, questira.com.
This is Business 1110.
Call Jason at 713-785-1817 and look for us on Facebook Live
All right.
at
Hot mics in 5,
Facebook.com/Right Path
4,
Real Estate.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. Looking for this article here in the things I want to talk about in the radio show, and I just came across this one. Just came across the wire about, I would guess, less than an hour ago. Herbalife surges after announcing $600 million stock buyback. That is hilarious. Look, guys, you never mess with Carl Icahn. Like nobody's figured that out yet. Bill Ackman is gonna get hammered, absolutely hammered. I haven't read the article yet, but he is gonna lose his shorts on this one. So if you are not familiar with the Carl Icahn, Bill Ackman scenario over Herbalife, they actually made a documentary on Netflix about it. It came out maybe a month or two ago. And it's fantastic. They don't interview Carl Icahn, but it's kind of Bill Ackman's side of the story and Herbalife, and it's hilarious. So Ackman is essentially shorting Herbalife, and looks like that's not really going to work out well for him. So in any case, that's going to be a great story. If you guys are listening to any of the business news, probably be on this station sometime this afternoon. Somebody will be talking about it. And then I found this other interesting little tidbit because it has a lot to do with single-family housing. Interesting article just got posted. The eclipse will be the first major test of solar power's role in energy grid, which is interesting because we're going to go from having a lot of sun in certain areas and then all of a sudden, boop, no sun, to then we're going to have sun again. So it'll be interesting to see what role solar power has. Of course, we can measure that in the evening hours, but as it's running during the day and the power, the change in power on the grid, it's going to be fascinating. So in any case, that'll be fun. We got a couple of folks in our office that are actually going out and looking at the eclipse. They're not here in Houston. So when we were up in Coeur d'Alene, you fly into Spokane, and I don't know where the totality is going to be up there in what city. Let me see if they got a picture of it here. But I know it's crossing Washington, southern part of Washington. So I think there's going to be, they're expecting a totality up there, which will be kind of fun. The traffic was already building. It's absolutely crazy. A friend of ours actually had a problem getting a flight in to Spokane because of all the folks that were flying up to watch the eclipse, which I thought was fascinating. And it's on the West Coast. So if you're from Europe, you could certainly make that short flight. So, all right, here's a fascinating article. Builders complain of record labor shortages. Up to 75% of employers can't find workers. There's a couple of stories going on in real estate, single-family real estate right now, and if you're not really tuned in like we are and watch this on a daily basis, you're probably missing it. First of all, I want to go back to one of the biggest, how can I put this? One of the biggest misconceptions. Actually, I'll even call it a lie, because it's something that's perpetuated by the media right now. And that is the millennials don't want to move into single-family houses. Like, they don't want to buy a single-family house. They just want to rent. I think that is so wrong, it's not even funny. The problem most millennials have is their debt. They're saddled with a ton of college debt. So when you look at some of these national surveys, nobody ever asks the question, hey, millennial guy, if you want to buy a house but you've got debt, would you buy a house if you didn't have any debt? My guess is the vast majority of them would say yes. The problem is there's two problems there. One is their debt. That's one issue. Second problem is there's no inventory. There's nothing for them to buy. In fact, in this article somewhere, it says, here it is, the concern is inventory of for sale homes recently struck a 20-year low. We are at a 20-year low nationally for inventory. Now, I can look at population, I can look at demographics, and I can tell you there are a whole lot more buyers out there now than there were 20 years ago. A whole lot more. In fact, 20 years ago puts us right in the middle of 1997, which was not exactly a stellar year for the economy. And we're at a 20-year low. So millennials have too much debt. There's not enough inventory. And because there's not enough inventory, what ultimately happens to prices? They continue to rise. I told this story this weekend. Because the market everyone always has a discussion. Jason, what's going on in the market? I'm going to invest in real estate. What's going on in the market? It's going to happen this weekend. All weekend, you guys are going to ask. Weekend retreat. Jason, what happens when the market, if, when, whatever? I will tell you right now, I don't know when prices will stop rising. We don't know when. No idea. Here's what we know. The millennial generation is larger than baby boomers. They're looking for houses. The baby boomers, there's a fascinating article I read last week. Really fascinating. Baby boomers are not downsizing because if they downsize, it will cost them more. Think about that for a second. House prices have risen so much that it would cost them more money to sell their house, recoup their equity, and buy a smaller house. So what's that mean? Boomers aren't leaving. They're not. Why would I pay more for a smaller house? I mean, and this isn't a cost per square foot. This is, I bought this house for $300,000, and for me to buy a smaller one, it's going to cost me $400,000. It's crazy. Why would I do that? I was actually chatting with a buddy of mine yesterday who was on this trip with us, who moved from Denver to DFW. And he was in Denver for 2.5 years. And I said, I said, it's interesting. Denver and DFW are the two hottest markets in the country right now. As of between now and 2012, so 2012 to date, they've appreciated 55%. And he laughed and he said, yes, I made over $100,000 living in my house for 2.5 years. Think about that for a minute. He had another FTE living in his house. It was like he had another wage earner living in his house. Now, I'll tell you that sounds very familiar to a lot of folks if you remember 2008. People's incomes were increasing by 1/3, if not 50%, just by refinancing their house. However, we had a whole lot of building going on. A lot of new houses getting built up to 2008. A whole lot of people getting mortgages that should have never gotten a mortgage. I mean, why don't you guys listen to this radio show when Jennifer Hernandez is on and talks about the retail mortgage market? It's not as easy as it was in 2008 when people were getting mortgages just for fog and a mirror. It's gotten a little bit more relaxed, but not like it was in 2007 and 2008. I mean, it's not. We're experiencing record prices for a number of reasons. One of those is a lack of supply. What do you think's going to happen when millennials begin to pay off all of that student loan debt and lending standards begin to relax a little bit? I just don't see this huge crash coming. I just don't see it. In fact, the only crash I see coming is when millennials begin to pay off their debt, and they will. They absolutely will, especially as we get to make more money. And also, as these folks make a little bit more money, lending standards will begin to relax. That's going to happen. So the question is, where are all these people living now? They're living in Class A apartment complexes that are renting for $1,800 a month. Well, $1,800 a month mortgage, that's about a $280,000 house.
2 minutes.
Put 20% down, $280,000, taxes, interest, principal, HOA, all that stuff. It's about $1,900 a month. Somewhere between $8,000, depending on what your credit score is and all that, $1,800, $2,000 a month. I'll tell you, this past summer, I have flown or driven all around this country. I've literally spoken at real estate events. Let's see, how far east have I gone? I've almost gone the entire length of the country, either for personal or business. Here's the one thing I'll tell you. Nobody, virtually nobody, is making affordable housing below $200,000. If you want to build a substantial net worth,
1 minute.
you need to start buying rental properties below $200,000. Those houses are not going to be $200,000 houses very long. They're just not. Talking to another buddy of mine that bought a condo years ago, moved into it before he was married, was right down the street from the office. He was telling me if he had bought it a few years earlier, he probably would have made another $50,000 on it. I mean, it's like, they're just not making any more of this stuff, guys. Now, if I were in multifamily, I'd be pretty worried. But single family, not going anywhere anytime soon. It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mike's off.
Have you ever experienced the pain of trying to get MLS comps for your hot lead? If you've lost deals waiting for MLS comps, you can understand the frustration. How much would it help you if you no longer had to wait for a real estate agent to get you the info you need to close a deal? Propelio is a brokerage website that gives you instant 24/7 access to high-equity lead lists and comps with access to a network of the top real estate agents. Get an edge on everyone else. Get a free 7-day trial today by going to getmlscomps.com now. That's getmlscomps.com.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree, single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a
Hello,
9%
Sabrina.
return and up to a
Oh, you're in
13%
Amarillo, huh?
Call
That's
us today
cool.
at 281-915-0906
You ought to,
or visit our website, jbfundservices.com.
Let's see, is she
That's
on?
281-915-0906.
Let's see her
This
on.
investment is offered to accredited investors.
We've got some folks up there in Amarillo. I was going to introduce you, but I don't see her on.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes or binders? The agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. We're here for you. Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flipper? Bundling your properties on a single policy will help save time and money. Benchmark has been in business for over 10 years, and we insure over 30,000 properties. Contact Benchmark about our exclusive investor package. Call us and let us show you what we can do for you at 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com. That's benchmarkbroker.com. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Are you looking for an investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties. Whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab, we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Over the last 6 years, Fast Track has completed over 700 projects, which has helped us to create our 3 keys to success. Use a detailed scope of work so that everything gets done, train and maintain quality crews so it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets done fast.
No more managing it yourself, no more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992. Again, that's 832-742-9992, or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Are you a realtor or seller that is concerned about the new TRID rules and closing on time? I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer at Legacy Mutual Mortgage, and we have mastered the 30-day close. We close on time, accurately, and with tons of communication. You'll have a dedicated team of a coordinator and a contract-to-close associate. Give me a call today at 713-579-3611, and let's talk about how we can help you on your next transaction.
Equal Housing Opportunity Lender, NMLS 514497.
This is Business 1110.
Call Jason at 713-785-1817 and look for us on Facebook Live at facebook.com/RightPathRealEstate.
2, 1.
Welcome back. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. So I don't think the market's going anywhere. Now, do I believe that people are going to lose money in real estate? Yes. In fact, I know some folks in DFW and in Denver that are buying houses to flip at 80% ARV, which is absolutely insane. The problem is prices just have to stop rising before those people start taking losses. Now, based on how busy the Denver airport was yesterday, I don't think that's happening anytime soon, but who knows? It's all about job growth at this point. However, it really shouldn't matter what I tell you as it relates to the market. Unless I come on this radio show and say, sell everything, get ready, it's in the next quarter, it's going to be go time, there's going to be a huge crash coming. But really, I don't see anything really changing over the next couple of years. I mean, it looks like, I hate to say this, the only thing that I ever get any concern about is the political environment, and it seems like they're so busy fighting each other, which is great for us. You know, when people go back and look at how awesome the Clinton years were, what made the Clinton presidency so great is a lot of the policies that were put together by Reagan and Bush really hit their stride as we were going in the Clinton presidency. But what made the Clinton era so great is we had folks like Newt Gingrich who built the Contract with America and literally fought with Clinton for 8 years. They were so busy fighting with each other, they really didn't have any time to mess with the rest of the country. And that's actually one of the secrets in Texas. We have our legislature meets every 2 years. So there's not a whole lot of change that happens real fast, which is great for business. Just let them go. It's so awesome when you can send them up to Washington or you send them to Austin and everyone thinks they're really important and they just fight with each other the whole time. You know, you're a bad guy. No, you're a bad guy. No, you did this. No, you did that. It's great. They all just fight with each other. And then the rest of us are left alone. They're fighting while we're building businesses and doing all kinds of cool stuff. And they can all just fight with each other all day. It's great. And that's what I think is so great about Trump. Everybody hates this guy, right? The Republicans hate him. And that's what, if you guys want some interesting reading, and I did get to do a little bit of reading this weekend over the release of Steve Bannon. But read some of the stuff that Bannon has put out. Really interesting. Basically, everybody hates Trump, and Trump doesn't care. And so he's willing to fight. The White House is literally fighting with everybody. It's even fighting inside itself, which is great. So it keeps all of those people real busy. Keeps them real busy on stuff that doesn't matter at all. Like, oh my gosh, you didn't tweet out fast enough that what's going on in wherever city, whatever riot there is this week, you didn't tweet out fast enough that's really bad. So we're going to do wall-to-wall news coverage. So while they're focused on all that, they're not focused on other stuff like healthcare and tax reform and all that other stuff, which they screw up 99% of the time anyways. So it's great for us in flyover country. Like, you guys go play your little politics game. We're going to be over here building businesses. Just leave us alone. The fascinating thing is, as a business owner, I get my one vote and maybe I've got a little influence here or there. But at the end of the day, I really don't have that much influence on politics. But what's great is when I know the rules, and what causes a lot of trepidation in most American businesses is when you get a bunch of people in there and start changing the rules. It's like, look, man, we just got this dude for the last 8 years. He couldn't figure out what he really believed. It was all over the place. Policy-wise, it was a disaster. So, look, just pick the rules. Then I'll play by the rules. One thing I always have a discussion with friends of mine is, hey, look, let's make a deal. You tell me how big the check is I need to write every year, and that's the check I'll write. What is it for the whole thing? What's it cost? Healthcare, Social Security, the military, the whole shoot match. What's the whole thing cost? I'll write you a check everywhere. And then when I write that check, we'll have this discussion about what we should spend on and what we shouldn't. I'll write a check, and then I don't want to hear a word about it ever again. We spend all this time and energy. I see it on Facebook. I made the mistake of actually opening up Facebook. And there's all this back and forth about this nonsense. Look, I just need to know what the check is. What's the check? When you go out to eat, at least most restaurants I go to, they put the price on the menu. I know what it's going to cost to eat. I don't have to have a continued debate and discussion about what it costs to go out to eat. I don't. You eat, you write a check. It's that simple. Just tell me what the check is. I'll write the check, and then we move on. I am so bored of politics right now. Anyways, let's go back to real estate. One of the things I was reminded of this weekend, a buddy of mine said this to me as we were approaching number 14, I think it was, at the CDA golf course and resort. He said, Jason, there's a lot of people that have got great ideas, but nobody was brave enough to go out and just do it like you did. And I said, you are absolutely right. I said, what's amazing? There are graveyards full of great ideas. Graveyards absolutely filled to the brim of great ideas that never happen. This world is full of great ideas. Most of them will never see the light of day because people are just too fearful. One of my favorite quotes from a YouTube guy I follow. A lot of people had dreams for tomorrow that died last night. They were dreaming about, I'm going to do this tomorrow, I'm going to do it, and they died last night. They don't even get a shot at it. One of my favorite quotes, what would you attempt to do if you knew you could not fail? What would you attempt to do if you knew you could not fail? And I'll tell you right now, the only way to fail in real estate is to stop. So as long as you don't quit, you will win. It's that simple. That was the mantra I took with me when I first started getting into this business. And I hired all these different real estate coaches, and most of them didn't know anything about business. They're just like, yeah, just make offers and get contracts and magically become a millionaire. I mean, it was all a bunch of nonsense. A lot of it was worthless. Paid a lot of money for worthless advice. But I knew one thing. I knew this to be 100% certain. If that guy standing on stage there who's giving the case study, who's giving the testimonial, that guy up there is no smarter than any other guys and gals in this room. So if I stick with it long enough, I will figure it out. That I was absolutely sure of. Here's the second thing I was sure of. I was willing to do in time and dollars whatever it took to figure it out. Because of this third thing, and the third thing is because I knew it would have the payoff I was looking for. You cannot fail at a lot of things. In other words, you can be successful at a lot of things. But the question you have to ask yourself is it worth it? This weekend, I spent the whole weekend playing golf, hanging out with my buddies. I don't like watching the game of golf, but I love playing. It is incredibly challenging. It is a hard game to play. And one of the reasons it's a hard game to play is because it takes an incredible amount of discipline. That's why most people are not very good at it. I'm convinced that's why golf is in a downturn right now, because most people are just not disciplined enough. You have to be incredibly disciplined to be good at the game of golf. The margin for error in golf is in millimeters. I mean, think about that for a second. A mishit, even on a 4-iron, is 30 or 40 yards. That's big. You have to have an incredible amount of discipline. And whenever I think of the word discipline, I think of what Jim Rohn says. And that is, you have to discipline your disappointment. Let's say you get in this business, you want to buy 10 houses this year.
2 minutes.
And you only bought 4. Or let's say I run into you at a networking event. Probably not even, I don't even go to many networking events anymore. I run into you at the weekend retreat. Jason, I bought 4 houses and I wanted to buy 10. I mean, I just don't know if this works. All this doubt starts coming in your mind. I don't know if this works. I don't know if I'm going to meet my goals. And then I just say, sounds like you should quit. Sounds like you're ready to fail. You ready to quit? Are we done now? Oh, you didn't meet your goals this year. Well, that's terrible. So then my next question is, so what are you going to do to change that? Because I'll say, hey, why don't you quit? Sounds like you should quit. No, I don't want to quit. I'll figure it out. Okay, great. So what are you willing to do? What are we willing to do to be successful here? We're just buying. I'll sometimes say this around the office. We're just buying some single-family houses. What's the big deal? Well, I mean, I hadn't hit my goal. You ready to quit? Are we done? What are you doing here for the weekend retreat?
1 minute.
Well, I'm just looking for that one secret. I'm like, there ain't no one secret here, bro. I don't have a one secret. All I've got is a lot of discipline and a lot of hard work. That's all we got. That's it. If you're going out looking for the next secret, we aren't it. There's no secret in this business. There's processes. There's systems you need to implement. But there's no magic bullet that's going to get you 50 houses. Now, truth be told, maybe I haven't found it. We've only bought 400. Actually, we're above 400. I don't know where we're at, 500, 600, whatever it is. We're north of 400. I haven't figured it out. Anybody wants to call in and give me what the big secret is, I'd love to know what it is. But all we offer is discipline and more hard work. We get back from the break, we're going to talk about how not to fail in this business. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mike's off.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next.
Oh, good. Ginger, I didn't know you were on. I was going to introduce you two ladies.
Investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth.
Between the two of you guys, you could take Amarillo down. You could build the empire. That's all Matt needs. Matt needs a couple other guys, and they could go take over Corpus.
Real estate investors, if you're not familiar with Quest IRA, let me tell you what you're missing. We've got free weekly educational classes,
Morning, Ms. Johnson.
networking opportunities, and the ability to tap into trillions of dollars for your real estate investing deals. Come by our office or join us remotely as we simulcast all of our educational classes every Tuesday morning and evening. For more information, call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or visit our website at questira.com.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes, binders, and the agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark.
Colby, I'm just now checking my private messages.
What you need and when you need it. It's there for you. Call Houston's leading real estate risk management experts. Benchmark
Tony
Insurance
Robbins and Pitbull,
281-569-4353.
October 21st.
That's 281-569-4353.
Yeah, if people decide to go to that instead of our event, go.
Have you ever
We
experienced
don't
the pain
want
of
you
trying to
in
get
our
MLS
group.
comps for your hot lead? If you've lost deals waiting for MLS comps, you can
Tony
understand
Robbins and
frustration.
Pitbull. Those guys
How
aren't
much
going to
would it
make
help
any
you
money.
If you no longer had to wait for a real estate agent to get you the info you need to close
Oh,
the deal.
yes, that's hilarious.
Propelio is a brokerage website that gives you instant 24/7 access to high equity lead lists and comps with access to a network of the top real estate agents. Get an edge on everyone else. Get a free 7-day trial today by going to getmlscomps.com.
Oh, this
now.
is great.
That's getmlscomps.com.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans?
Some
Why
flip
settle for
star,
mediocre results?
Susie
There's a better
Orman,
place to
Tony
invest.
Robbins,
The experts
Pitbull,
agree. Single-family real estate is one of the
and
best
some other
investments you can
flipper.
make. Find out how
TV
JB
flipper.
Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13%
Yeah.
waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906.
Oh, this is
This
interesting.
investment is offered
I love it when they
by
actually put numbers on here. Here's someone who's
Are you looking
who's
for an investor
remodeled,
general
renovated,
contractor for your investment property?
and flips
Then
nearly
call Fast
100
Track Remodeling
houses.
At
That's cool.
742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties, whether it's a flip,
It's a
rehab,
bunch
or
of
a
TV
rental
folks.
rehab. No more managing it yourself. No more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992.
Investor loans offering up to 100% financing are still
Wow.
available. You just have to
This
know
is
where to
all
look.
real estate,
Look
isn't
no
it?
further than Noble Mortgage. Noble Mortgage is a full-service mortgage company that's been helping investors since 2003.
I don't
Noble
get it,
Mortgage
man.
offers
If
up to
people want to go to that
100%
instead of our
financing
event,
to
please just
investors
go.
that covers purchase, repairs, and closing costs. In addition to private money, Noble Mortgage offers conventional loans, FHA, and even no-income documentation loans for both residential and commercial properties. Call and ask about our 5-point guarantee, which includes free pre-qualifications within 2 business days. Call 713-680-8100 or visit noblemoney.com.
20 seconds.
That's
Okay.
noblemoney.com. Our team has over 50 years experience in the mortgage industry. Call us today, 713-680-8100, or visit us on the web, noblemoney.com, noblemoney.com.
NMLS 292143, 8203 Willow Place Drive, Houston, Texas, 77070.
This is Business 1110.
Call Jason at 713-785-1817 and look for us on Facebook
All right, Jay. Hot
Live
mics in
at
5, 4,
facebook.com/RightPath
3,
Real Estate.
2, 1.
Welcome back. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. I'm finally checking. I turn Facebook off a lot of times on the weekends. I may post a little bit, but this past weekend I just turned it off because we were all doing our big golf trip. And I'm going through some of my personal messages, and some of the stuff I get is hilarious. So I may share it on my Facebook page later today. But look, folks, one of the messages I got is an event that's coming up on October. It's the same event weekend that our event is at. I will tell you right now what makes us different than all the other folks out there. We teach real estate as a business. We do hundreds of houses. We know how to buy 5 houses a year. We know how to buy 50. We don't have a flashy TV show. Nobody's driving Lambos around here and Ferraris and living in 20,000 square foot houses. Not yet. Maybe is a better way to put that. I guess our students could if they really wanted to. But, you know, our group, I haven't looked at the numbers, so I don't know this to be true, but it's close. And that is, we are, if I were to guess, just based off the volume we're doing and our group, our family is doing, our tribe, if you will, in Right Path Real Estate, we are probably the largest home buyers in the city of Houston. It's somewhere between, if I had to guess, 40 and 60 houses a month. That's just in Houston. That doesn't include all the other cities that we have students in. So we know a thing or two about buying a lot of houses. If your goal is to create wealth,
2 minutes,
or if your goal is to build a business, build a career in this business and make $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year, that's not real hard to do in real estate. If you're worried about what your plan B is, how you're going to get into retirement, how you're going to pay for kids' college, then you need to be at our weekend retreat. You really do, guys. It's $300. You need to come out to our weekend retreat. It's going to be in Dallas this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you go to rightpathrealestate.com, you can sign up there. Or you can send Veronica an email, support@rightpathrealestate.com. You get 3 full days of Tom and I. You'll have enough of Tom and Jason in those 3 days. Get your fill. But we don't share half the business with you this weekend. We share exactly how we built this.
1 minute.
And I'll tell you right now, it's a lot of information. It's a lot of information that you can take and implement tomorrow, the next day. When you get back to the office on Monday, you can implement that Monday. For you real go-getters, you can implement it Sunday night. But our weekend retreat is all about how to invest in real estate, how to build a business in real estate. And it starts this Friday at 9 a.m. Thanks for listening, guys. I will be on the radio show tomorrow. Tomorrow's Build Your Team Tuesday. On T-Days, it's all about building your team. So we're going to interview some of our great vendors to help you build your team to a successful enterprise. It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. Thanks for listening.
All right, Mr. Bible. Have a good day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, see you tomorrow.
All right, bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to Right Path Real Estate Radio.